on set. Places, everybody. And action.
Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. As you can see, I have the three faces of the channel: Batch Code, Patrick from Cinesalt, Sancho, Aram. Some of you know who they are, some of you don't. And if you don't, you're going to learn a bit today. And so if you guys are familiar with watching any of the episodes, I like to tailor make a topic to my guests. And none of you know what the topic is yet, do you? Correct?
No.
So
No idea.
Based on you guys individually, from what Patrick does on his own channel and what you do collectively on Batch Code, I wanted to discuss a little bit on the importance of production and entertainment value in content, because from a filming, web editing, and just overall editing and production standpoint, you guys do something special that isn't done on most channels. There's a lot of entertainment to be had, like the Mr. Miami video recently, or the day at the Zaharoff offices. And those of you that haven't seen Patrick's review of the Zaharoff signature Pour Homme fragrance, one of the best intros in the fragrance community. Talk to me a little bit about where do you come up with these ideas and the scripting and the thought that goes into it?
I think Patrick should start with this one because only because I think that I think Patrick should go ahead and start with that one.
Good with me.
It all started with a phone call.
There we go.
All right. So yeah, I mean, collectively, we've only done the one video together. And really and truly, the only reason we were able to do that is because George Zaharoff invited us all up to Chicago to witness and help introduce your guys' creations from the Z creators. I had never met Aaron before. I had talked to him a couple times. I had never met Sancho. I talked to him a couple times. I've never met you before. I've never met anybody. And when he got us all together, we realized that, you know, Aaron and I and Sancho, we were always we were doing all these pre-gaming before we went to Chicago about, hey, let's we all have some good ideas for some fun stuff to do as far as fragrance content. So we started just talking about all these different ideas. We weren't able to film anything in Chicago because there was a lot of work to be done and we had to focus on that. But that's fine, because once we left Chicago and got back to where we live, we continued the process of wanting to do something together. So that's where we just started brainstorming, and Aram is the one who reaches out and says, let's do this, because I'm not like that. So Aram is the director, and this is where Aram should continue the story.
Well, yeah, we had a whole script, and I'm hoping that we could do that short film that we want to do. Sancho knows a little bit about it, that we wanted to do when we were in Chicago, but it just didn't happen. Like Patrick said, the time just ran out. But hopefully we will be able to do that one day. Well, I really feel like we're all going to meet each other again one day, and we'll all do stuff again. And but yeah, when we came back home to our normal lives, that's when Patrick was like, hey, let's do this video. What do you think about this, that? Actually, you know, it was that we all had Mr. Miami's Cologne, and I said, hey, Patrick, let's do a video. Let's do it. And I'm like, I'm never in front of the camera. And I just said, hey, let's do a video. And then he's like, all right, let's do it. And then he went ahead and he just ran with it. And he, you know, he did all the lines and he did the story and everything. And then from there, we reached out and said, hey, what about Sancho? Hey, what about George? Hey, what about Neil? And then let's all put him in. And it was a lot of fun. And I'm hoping to work with Patrick again. But yeah. And but as far as you know, I don't know, as far as the directing and the content and the equipment and the gear and all that stuff, I feel like it's always content first. I've seen a bunch of videos where like even Sancho's video, you know, where he went and he did all the three videos with all the guys, with all the reviewers. It was just his cell phone. It was all on his phone. So, and I feel like, and to Sancho's credit, I really feel like he thinks outside the box. Where I've been doing this for a long time, and I feel like my box, I've almost created walls for myself, and sometimes Sancho just kind of starts very big. And then he
Yes.
just kind of makes it smaller, and then he says, okay, this is more reality, let me do it. But at least he does that. And I have tremendous respect for that. And I wish that sometimes I could clear my way out of these walls and then say, hey, you know what, let me do something completely outside the box, and then I'll figure out a way to do it. So but that's why I give credit to both these guys, and I can't wait to work with them again.
So
Oh,
two
thank you.
things before you jump in, Sancho. One, I can attest, in between all the content we were shooting that weekend, literally every time we would stop and or whatever, Sancho's great at being creative on the fly.
uh-huh.
Literally, we would press stop on a video and he's like as soon as we stopped talking, he's okay, hey guys, so I was thinking maybe we could do this, that, and the other. And he grabbed his phone. He's like, all right, so I want to make this Instagram post. What do you think about this? And look, I don't know how to do this part. Can you do this part? And he's just going and going and going.
Yeah.
So creative. And the best part is it's on the fly. His mind never stops working. And just as we bring up George, I sent him the thumbnail I made for this, and he just texted me, I love it. So I haven't showed you guys yet because the topic is in the thumbnail, and I like to jump into this blind, but this is going to be the thumbnail. Of course, I had to use
Oh.
video. So
Yeah.
had to. That's just hilarious. The what's
Uh-huh.
up, you know.
That's cool.
Sancho, tell us a little bit. Add on to the story, man.
Let's see. So I think at that point, Aram was already like, his brain was just like dead, because like he had to like be on top of his A game when he was shooting all the stuff like behind the scenes. And Patrick was also worn out, but like I had like a lot of like caffeine and sugar, so I was still going. And since I saw you three there, I'm like, man, I'm never gonna get this opportunity. Like, let me just shoot something dumb for like batch code. And it was just like a bunch of skits that I was just thinking in my head.
That was
like
so hilarious.
On the spot. And yeah, I'm glad that it turned out great for like the stuff that we had. It's sort of like work with what you're dealt with, work with the cards that you're dealt with, and you can create something.
Well, that video for the day at the Zaharoffs, the best part was you came at each of us for each of those segments. You're like, hey, I have this idea, but the end result, the final product for each scene was your original idea, and then our reaction was ad-libbed every time. Like when Andrea slapped you, when I sprayed you with the fragrance and all, that was none of that was planned. It just kind of pressed record, and that shit just kind of happened, and it was gold. That's one of the funniest videos I've seen in a long time, and it's because of the personality you brought to it. It's the hey guys, that kind of airhead kind of mentality, like, hey, but what about this? Let's basically make a fragrance about urine. What do you think? It's that the genuineness of being a goofball just works so well in videos like that. And that's where I say, I'm glad the three of you came together for Batch Code, because collectively, even just that one video was hilarious, the way it was thought out. Guys, if you haven't seen that video, I'm going to link that video in the description, as well as both channels, Cinasalt and Batch Code. You need to see that video. It's absolutely hilarious.
Another thing, thank you, Ross. Another thing is that I think early on when we were filming, Patrick asked me, he goes, what kind of director are you? Are you the one that kind of just, let's see what we come up with? And I said, no, I'm usually the kind of person that's very like, storyboards, like, because if it's not in the script, you don't have a story. That's the way I've been doing films. And it's more, and I told him this, I go, I'm more of a, let's get the meat potatoes out of the way. And then if we have time, we'll have dessert. And that's how, and then sometimes, because I really need all my shots. And if we have time to play, we'll have time to play. However, with Sancho, I feel like you said, I'll shoot something and I'll be done.
As soon as you stop.
He's what I call the Easter egg guy, It's just like, let's plant a little Easter egg over here, a little Easter egg there, while I'm just trying to tell the story, But Sancho was a great help. And like I said, I really respect that he's always, well, actually the night before we talked, we went to the bar, and I think that we said, because Sancho was like saying, hey, what? Because I was, I had a lot of stuff to do, and Sancho was like, oh, why don't we do this and that? I go, Sancho, why don't you just take out your phone and just do it? You have a lot of great ideas. Sancho always has great ideas.
Yep, a lot of them.
Why don't you just get your phone out and just do this? And if we have time, I'll take my camera out. But if we don't let me stop you from doing something creative. Do it.
Oh, it was going on at 2-3 o'clock in the morning when we were filming in Justin's room. And like I said, as soon as we press stop, hey, look, I want to do this on Instagram. Let's do this. It was nonstop. It was hilarious. And that was a bottle of what was it, Jimmy Walker Black?
Yeah, Johnny Walker
Johnny
Black.
Walker Black. I'm sorry. That was a bottle later, which I'm not a drinker, but the rest of them were. They all killed that bottle very quickly. And it was late into the night. And Sancho, he's just ball of energy. He's just going. It doesn't turn off.
Well, it was the West Coast, the West Coast pep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. You were 2 hours ahead of your usual time zone being in Chicago.
Yeah, I don't see how he does it. That whole thing where you guys where you did the day at Zaharoff's. Everybody's right. It's amazing, and it's very. And I think the key word about it felt very improv. It felt like you guys were just going off the fly and going off top of your heads, and it's almost like your version, a miniature version of the office skit, where everybody has their own talent that you brought to the situation, but it was just off of the tip of your tongue. And that's not how I work. That's not, I don't think that's how Aaron works either. So, but it's a talent. I think it's a talent that you guys all possess. So
I gotta say, when it comes to when Aaron's focused in his work, and like say me and Sancho are chatting off on the side, we just get that look. Oh, sorry.
Oh no,
my bad. Shh.
No, especially dude, he was ready to kill us, like, because it was me.
If looks could kill.
And Patrick's wife, and we were because the refrigerator was going on, and we can hear it. And then she turned around and she said something, but it was too loud, and I guess it picked up on the mic, and then
feedback.
Yeah, and then Aaron just looked at us, and I'm like, whoa, shit.
Yeah, I just, you want to do a great job, and you're seeing all the elements, the things that you can control, in a production, and especially I'm the audio guy, the video guy, the director there, just like there's a lot of things happening, but I wouldn't be able to do those things without you two guys. I'm so glad that you guys were there to help me, because if not, it would have been much more difficult.
It was brilliant on George's part to involve everybody the way he did, because they were able to give you the support that had they not came, you would not have had. Because Sancho was pretty much like head of security in a way. As soon as something's going on, there's Sancho running in the background to go stop that shit.
Exactly.
As soon as they hear anything, Sancho's gone.
Yeah, he was the eye behind the back of my head. Yeah.
And then as far as your equipment, so that's why I bring up production value as well, because I got to say from what you brought with you from an equipment standpoint, that's the first time I've really gotten to be around that level of equipment. I mean, you have thousands and thousands of dollars of video and audio equipment that you bring with you, because this is what you do for a living.
Yeah. And I was going to bring my B camera, but I just felt like, it's the first time, let me bring my A camera over there. And, it was a little bit, heavier. I mean,
that camera's this freaking big,
Yeah. I mean, here, let me show it to you real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Let everybody see what I'm talking about. Let's get a visual aid here. So there you go.
So,
yeah.
The funny thing is that it's just
got a freaking pistol grip and everything.
Yeah, this is the body actually, and then this is the lens, and we have an anamorphic adapter here, and that's why it gives that kind of cinematic look there. But then the B battery there,
and that's without your screen on it too.
Yeah, well, I added an eyepiece to it now just to get more accurate, because I just make sure I get everything in focus. So, but yeah, this is the big boy that I brought, and I'm so happy that I was able to shoot it that way with a nicer camera.
So a lot of the stuff hasn't been able, like most of the footage has not been able to come out yet because the fragrances aren't launched yet.
No.
But once that does, I can't wait for everybody to see the footage that was shot from that weekend with that camera. It's gorgeous. From the individual stuff to the group stuff, we got a lot of really good footage for this launch, for this project. And I'm so glad you were all three of you were able to be a part of this, because we all got to meet this way. So this was different members of the community from different walks of life in different areas of the country, all getting to come together. It was a very nice thing that George was able to do.
Yeah, that was really awesome, because that's how I felt like when we were shooting. It felt like this was a true community collaboration.
Well, he wanted to keep it, from what he told me, he wanted to keep everything that he could in the community. I mean, you were involved with a little bit of web design. You've been creating adverts and stuff like that for us as well. A lot of people don't know the things you've been doing, Sancho. And then Patrick, as far as your individual channel, I brought up the Zaharoff review early on, because that's one of the most entertaining intros I've seen in a fragrance video. So what was your inspiration for, was that just to come up with something to separate you from the crowd type of thing?
Well, in all honesty, the everything within my videos is always made to. I want to see something funny and fun, not necessarily funny, but more so fun when I watch a video. And so I create stuff that I would enjoy watching myself. And with the Zaharoff video, I blind bought Zaharoff Forum, a signature Forum. So I wasn't expecting, I didn't know what to expect. But once I received it, it blew my mind. So I wanted to create a video that expressed my enthusiasm for the fragrance. So all of my previous intros, and I have an intro for almost all of my videos because it's just something I do because I wanted to grab people's attention.
It's definitely your shtick. You're great with your intros. It's something that really separates you from all the other channels, you know?
Yeah, I appreciate that. And the intro for this one, my wife, she said, you feel that this is a special fragrance, let's go out and do something special. Let's go out and I'll hold the camera even though I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing either. Let's just go out and do some stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Everything, almost everything was her idea. And we just wanted to have fun with it. She made me print out these giant cardboard
cutouts
at the time,
the
one of
best
my
part.
favorite fragrances was Fahrenheit. And she said, you should print out one of your favorite fragrances, Fahrenheit, print out the Zaharoff and show how you are sort of transitioning. I was like, oh, yeah. So that's where that came from. So.
And I got to say, it was very, very well done. I've watched that video probably 3 or 4 times because it's very entertaining. Like I said, guys, y'all need to check out Patrick's channel. And it's like I said, the best part is you brought your talents over to another channel to where the minds are collectively coming up with something. And only one video in, it made me like I had to have you guys on here. Obviously, I met you all and know you personally. I'm not going to have anybody on here for this that I don't know or don't like, obviously, but I really dig some of the stuff you guys are starting to do. I know recently, Aram, you did a live with Curly Fragrance. Y'all are really starting to do a lot of different things with the Batch Code channel to really start to grow and really separate it and make it its own entity in the community. And I can appreciate that as a fellow content creator, as a fellow member of the community. It's nice, it's refreshing. The channel's a breath of fresh air. Essentially, it's not just, hey, let's talk about a fragrance. It's let's entertain whoever the hell clicks this link. And I love that.
Just 1 second. I'm really sorry. I need to plug this in.
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, we envisioned this as like a community channel where like if any other content creators like kind of want to try something a little bit different, they can like use Batch Code to like wet their feet, do something creative, something fun. And that's what I like about Batch Code. It's like everybody's like working together for one goal.
Yeah, and it's been a collaborative effort on a lot of us to take the time to stream something or upload videos and stuff. So and what we're running into is that there's a lot of us that have different hobbies as well. And I feel like there's going to be something of maybe Batch Code being part of part of the umbrella of another channel, but of course that's just something for the future that may or may not happen. But because we do have people that like I said, other hobbies, for lack of a better word. But we'll see. We have a lot of ideas for the channel, and I'm hoping that I'm just hoping that 2021 has been good to us.
I'm not going to blurt anything out, but am I reading between the lines correctly on that being under the umbrella of another channel?
Well, it's the thing is we're finding that we become the people that that we speak to a lot and that jump on the streams and everything like that. They have a lot of other hobbies and other interests that we'd like to dive into. And instead of creating a different channel for every single one of them, we thought maybe a sub channels that are inside of Batch Code, and maybe Batch Code could be something of just a division of fragrances. But that's just an idea that's flying out, but it's nothing on concrete yet. So we'll see.
Well, I can't wait to see the direction of batch code, because like I said, it's a breath of fresh air for me personally. I mean, it makes my channel look quite boring, to be completely honest with you, because you guys are just so entertaining, you know, and the topics are kind of off the wall sometimes. And it's, like I said, it's a breath of fresh air. It's something that we need, something positive, but different at the same time, you know. And I appreciate you guys being on here. Like I said, I'll have both channels, Cinasalt and the Batch Code channel, linked below, as well as that Mr. Miami video and the Day at the Zaharoff video, and Patrick's Zaharoff signature pour on, because I feel like that's 3 must-watch videos from the 2 channels. And thank you so much for being on here, gentlemen. Honored to see you guys and talk to you guys as always. I know we have our little group chat, but it's always better when we get to see each other. And any big plans for the weekend before we go?
It's Mother's Day, so I'm gonna see mom.
This is
See
true.
mom tomorrow.
Unfortunately for me, my mom is several states away, so just going to be celebrating with my wife. So thank you
Happy
guys.
Mother's Day to all the moms.
Yes,
Yeah,
happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there that just so happen to watch this video. And until next time, guys, y'all have a good one.